right now at 6. Thousands displaced and more than 100 now dead.
As far as I'm concerned, that whole Lahaina is a cemetery.
How our region is now ready to help not just people, but pets who may have been left behind.
These are shelter pets who were looking for homes before the wildfires.
Also ahead,
this person is without a doubt, they're a danger to the community.
Accused of a series of disturbing sex crimes. Why investigators now say this man could have other victims. Plus, sign of the times. Why a public downtown parking garage is now being boarded up. And another summer weekend, another celebration as we take you inside Fiesta Mexicana. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. We begin with an update on the devastating wildfires on the Hawaiian island of Maui and new efforts here to offer some relief. 111 people have now been confirmed dead and hundreds remain unaccounted for. This makes the blaze the deadliest wildfire in the U.S. in more than a century. Some 2,000 homes and businesses have been destroyed in the town of Lahaina, and while boatloads of supplies arrive in the Valley Isle, neighbors continue to help neighbors who lost everything.
With the families and our hui and the ohana and everybody who involved, they were just, okay, what you need? Okay, this is going to come. Okay, that's coming. Okay, this is going to come.
It's going to keep coming. Also this evening, Maui's emergency manager has resigned amidst criticism for not sounding the city's sirens as the fire approached. Meanwhile, Hawaii's governor has now asked the state attorney general to review the disaster response in Lahaina. And while local fundraising efforts are underway for people who lost so very much here in the Northwest, we've got somebody helping out. The Oregon Humane Society. Ashley Graham's now at PDX, where a plane carrying pets from Maui just touched down. Ashley.
David, we're here on the tarmac, and you might be able to hear those planes behind me, and you can see that one over my shoulder. That Southwest Airlines plane in the past hour has unloaded over 100 animals here. They were rescued in Maui, and now they're headed over to the Oregon Humane Society. Nearly 100 cats, and then a few dogs got off as well. Those dogs will be heading to the Bay Area to be taken care of. Once they get to OHS, they'll be checked in and cared for at the Behavior and Rescue Center. The goal here is to create more space at shelters on Maui. There are lots of animals on the island that need help, and by sending these cats here to Oregon, it clears space for animals that need it most. We talked to volunteers here carrying these cats and dogs off the plane who said they just wanted to do something to help.
You know, when a disaster like the wildfires on Maui happens, I think it just really all compels us to act in a way that we are able to, and just to see everyone pitching in to help and do our part has been really heartwarming.
Just a really cool way to see people come together here in the Pacific Northwest. We even saw the captain, the pilot, coming down off the steps of this plane carrying some cats as well. And so 100 cats, a lot to take into a shelter here in Oregon. So the Humane Society is trying to clear out space for them. They are offering to waive adoption fees for cats a year and older at their Portland and Salem shelters. So you can go down there if you're thinking about adopting. This might be the best time to do it because you can help out as well. David?
Yeah, let's find these cats and kittens some homes. Ashley Graham's at PDX. Thanks so much, Ashley. We've got a couple other ways you can help wildfire survivors. This Sunday afternoon, our Legacy Harvested and Oregon AAPI Food and Wine, they're hosting a fundraiser at Han Oak in Northeast Portland. Also happening now through Sunday, Grand Fir Brewing in Southeast Portland is donating 100% of proceeds from its Heart Island Coconut Stout to Maui Wildfire Relief. We've got another way to help by donating to the KGW Northwest Response Fund. We've partnered with the American Red Cross. Just text the word FIRE to the number on your screen. We will text you back with a link to donate. You can also give in person at any local U.S. bank branch. So far, we have raised just over $45,000. A big, heartfelt thank you to everybody who's donated. Let's get to your headlines now, beginning with a disturbing update on a man now behind bars charged with sexually abusing mothers and their young daughters. Washington County authorities say 37-year-old Antonio Arredondo not only abused the 10-year-old daughter of a woman he met online, they say he did the same thing 3 other times to young girls in Washington, Multnomah, and Polk counties. That's after allegedly meeting their moms on Facebook. Authorities say one of the victims is as young as 4. Another is severely hearing impaired.
With this kind of behavior, I mean, this is some kind of predator in our opinion. We, from our experience, believe that there is a good chance that there's more victims out there, and so we want to get this guy's face out there.
Arredondo is a registered sex offender out of Texas, where he was convicted of sexually assaulting the 9-year-old sister of a friend and even took inappropriate pictures of the young girl. Anyone with information about Arredondo is urged to contact authorities. A fourth person has now died in Portland from suspected heat-related causes. Multnomah County says the latest victim was found Thursday in northeast Portland. It was 92 degrees outside at the time. The 3 other deaths were earlier in the week when temperatures were in the triple digits. In all 4 cases, the medical examiner will still need to officially confirm a cause of death. And also in Multnomah County, a grand jury has found that a Portland police officer was justified in the fatal shooting of an armed robbery suspect last November. Officer Chris Sadhoff responded to Southeast 50th and Powell just after midnight on November 19th and tracked the suspect's car to a parking lot near Reed College. Police have not revealed what happened next, but at some point, Officer Sadhoff fired and hit the suspect, 30-year-old Emmanuel Jaquez Clark Johnson. Clark Johnson died a few days after that. One of the largest public parking garages in downtown Portland is now closed indefinitely. PBOT says that since 2019, peak hour occupancy at the Smart Park garage at Southwest 3rd and Alder has dropped more than 60%. Revenue has also dropped sharply since last summer, and that has led PBOT to consolidate resources into its other 4 public garages. The nearest garage is 2 blocks south at 4th and Yamhill. Street-level restaurants and businesses in that structure will remain open during that closure. And in eastern Lane County, the bedrock fire grew by about 1,000 acres overnight to more than 28,000 acres. Containment there remains at 25%. To its northeast, the Lookout fire grew by about 1,300 acres. It's burned 5,500 since it was sparked by lightning nearly 2 weeks ago. No containment reported there yet. Level 3 go now evacuation orders. They remain in effect for areas north of Highway 26 between Blue River Reservoir and the Mackenzie River Ranger Station.
All right, we've got good air quality right now. The smoke has cleared out of western Oregon. Here's Mount Hood, beaming brightly with a blue sky, and it's cooled off, of course, 63 degrees. We topped out in the upper 70s and low 80s today, so the heat wave thankfully is over, and the air quality is excellent throughout the Portland area, out through the Gorge, down through Salem, even all the way down to Eugene. We've got good air quality. It gets bad when you get close to the fires. Oak Ridge, Sisters, and Bend. Sisters in the very unhealthy category, so our very unhealthy category, even hazardous. So that's where the bad air quality is right now. We are going to see some smoke return to northwest Oregon over the weekend. We'll let the smoke model run. I'll stop it at 10:30 tomorrow morning as smoke is just edging into our area. I think this is mainly elevated. It could potentially mix down and make our air quality bad, but I think mostly it'll stay aloft and our air quality will stay okay. It's going to be Monday when we see that smoke clear out once again. So expect a hazy sky this weekend. And of course, the other big weather story we're following is Hurricane Hilary off the coast of Baja in Mexico. Category 4, it's beginning to weaken right now. Here's a high resolution image. You can see the structure with this. It's a really big and very strong storm, and it will impact the United States. First down in Southern California as it moves inland as we go into Sunday. And it may still be a Category 1 hurricane when it makes landfall. It'd be remarkable and extremely rare. Then up into the playa country of northern Nevada, and it is going to send rain into eastern Oregon. And some of it may be heavy in the northeast mountains here, so we'll have to watch the potential for flash flooding. Even in northeast Oregon, inch, maybe more up in the Wallowas, maybe 1.5 inches up there. The real heavy rain will be in the desert southwest, so look at that, 5.5 inches for Palm Springs. If they get that much, David, that'll break the record for August monthly rainfall, and they'll do it in about 24 to 48 hours. So very rare. Flash flooding, arroyo flooding, urban flooding, all of that on the table for the Southwest. Back to you.
Yeah, a lot to keep an eye on. Thank you, Matt. Let's give you a live look at San Diego County now and the calm before that storm. Chris Groh and Kelly Hessedal from our sister station in San Diego show us what's being done right now to prepare for Hilary.
And while we're here in Mission Beach, you have to keep in mind that crews are going to be looking all across our county. There's going to be a number of different emergency response teams that are either going to be on standby or doing a lot of proactive work in these next couple of days preparing for the storm. And so what we know is that city crews will be going around. They'll be making sure that storm drains aren't clogged, that debris isn't in and around the area that could potentially turn into a hazard. And we know that lifeguards who we spoke with today are going to be working with a number of different first responders and crews to make sure that people are safe during this storm. And of course, we know SDG&E is going to likely be busy as well, too, trying to make sure that the power stays on for folks here in our community. So let's send things over to Kelly Hessedal, who has an eye on what SDG&E will be doing. Kelly?
Yeah, and that's right. With any big storm, there's always a concern about power outages. So SDG&E tells me they've stepped up staffing levels. They have a team of meteorologists working closely with the National Weather Service to really watch this situation evolve.
They're actually providing situational awareness to our field crews. So we have several operational districts throughout our service territory, and what they're doing is they're making sure that we're staffed up and we have enough resources to be able to respond to any potential outages as quickly and safely as possible.
And so some reminders, just have your cell phone fully charged, have any portable cell phone chargers fully charged as well. He also recommends having a battery-powered radio on hand, and of course that go bag. Make sure that's ready to go, as well as having a plan in place with your family. Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.